How's it going, guys? So first things first, if anybody knows how to set up like OBS to like crop my screen, or I don't really know. Definitely new to screen capture, but I have a widescreen, and I have to do this every time so you can see my full screen. So it has like these black lines on top and bottom. Obviously that's not ideal, but it's the only way for me to make sure that you can see my whole screen and something's not like off to the side where I'm talking about it and then you can't see it or something. So I apologize for the black lines on top and bottom, but yeah, if anybody knows how to fix that or make it work with my widescreen, that would help a lot. Anyway, on to the video. So, as you can see from the title, I want to talk about the new Yamaha kits today, the ultra controversial, ultra small Yamaha kits. I mean, obviously that's the first thing that comes to my mind when I've had at least a strike for a while. I'm not, I'm definitely not like a strike or Elisa's head or anything like that. But when I see them coming out with these $1,800 kits, with I think it's like I don't know if it's 8-inch pads or I think these rubber ones are 7-inch pads. It's almost like, man, is this laughable? Or, what are they thinking? Man, it's 2020, like the year's bad enough. Now you're taking up money for these little practice pads. No, I don't know. But just looking, all right, so just look at this kit. I don't know what's going on. My price went down there for some reason. Cookies, no, I don't want. I don't know why they always asking me for cookies. Um, yeah, just look at it. Just look at it. And just as far as for $1,800, okay, I guess I should be a little bit more open minded. So these pads are a really nice feeling texture. I will say that I have played them, a decade ago when they were in stores and Yamaha was making kits, back when they were making kits before this. And they were a lot of fun. They definitely have like the punch of like acoustic drums. You can really lay into them and they don't feel springy like mesh heads. But like some other people have pointed out, this whole material that they've came up with, it's like it's stuck in this pad. So if it ever breaks, you have to just get a whole new pad. And look at this. So what was it? 1,800, right? $1,800, and you can see. I hope you can see. The snare pad is like the thicker pad, but the toms you're not even getting. You're not even getting the full tom. What size is that? What size is that? 7.5 kick. I mean, I guess that's okay. I don't know. But it looks smaller to me, doesn't it? The toms look like they're thinner and they're smaller. They're a cheaper pad. But here's what I'm thinking about this kit. Just as far as hardware alone, we're gonna talk about the module in a second. What I'm thinking about the hardware alone is okay. Yamaha obviously wants to get back into the e-drum community, and they're looking at this module. They probably put all their R&D into this module. That's obvious. And that's kind of what they're coming out and hoping that everyone's going to bank on. And I think they just have a whole bunch of leftover inventory from like a decade ago when they were making kits and selling them. And they figure, well, we just made this awesome module, but we don't have enough money to, or funds to put towards our drum department and make new pads. So let's just package it with these leftover little pads and just say, cool, it's really cool. It's a compact kit. It's the best compact kit, blah, 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 blah. $1,800, and they made a kick pad. So I think that's the one that they made, right? That's the new one. So it's hard to say. I mean, of course, Yamaha stuff is going to be high quality. I feel like I'm being really negative on Yamaha right now. I kind of am. Well, you know what? It's been so long that I just look at, oh God, $1,000 and look at that. Look at that little rubber pad, man. I'm just so over it. Like that is like a Roland TD6 from like what, year 2000 or something. Like people thought this was nice in 2000 for a 7-inch rubber pad, dude. It's 2020. I mean, that's all I'm saying about the hardware. I mean, $1,000, $1,500, and you're looking at rubber pads, man. I feel sorry for anybody who gets these kits that has not looked at. I mean, I'm not a Roland head either, but man, Roland is Yamaha's behind, okay? But okay, enough about the pads. Obviously, I would not say that these are the best bang for your buck pads, just because of the sizes. And I'm used to real sizes. You guys see my kit. Regarding the pads, it's like a big loss. I mean, they feel good and they're real, you know, compact, I guess, if you like that. The hi-hat's on a stand, and I'm sure it triggers great. It's probably not like the Elisa Strike one that people are, always having complications with. It's like you have to be a pro to set the hi-hat. I'm sure everything triggers great and it feels great, and everything is high quality. I mean, that's what I remember about playing Yamaha kits is that they are high quality feeling. I mean, you're going to have this kit for a long time. As far as past the quality, I mean, for this number right here, man. But now let's talk about the module. Do they have any close-ups of the module? No close-ups, no close-ups. Okay, well there you go. There's your close-up. I wonder if I can. That's not much. Maybe it was better before. This is. I'm sorry, I don't do screen capture a lot. This is probably pretty bad, huh? Okay, so there's your close-up. Okay, so looking at this module, you have ambience adjustment. Is that compressor? Is that a compressor adjustment right there? Is it? That looks cool. That'd be nice. Effect adjustment. So it looks like the module's laid out pretty nice. And you have a master control. I just can't read. It's so blurry. Anyway, it looks like the module's laid out pretty nice. What I'm always concerned with, because I'm into recording, sounds matter first above all else. I mean, these pads, as long as the sounds are good, it's tough to call, because the sounds that I've heard are just they sound great, man. They sound great. I'm gonna share a little bit of a clip that I found online. Just the audio, just the audio a little bit so you can hear the sound. So yeah, check it out real quick. So you know what I'm saying? I mean, did you hear that snare? Oh man, I don't know. This is such a tough kit to sell, in my opinion, or to say, like, if I was gonna say to get this kit, well, I don't even know if I would, but I'm just saying that module, it sounds good. It sounds good. The cymbals sound good. Do you hear the toms? They're like super deep. They sound very, very realistic. Obviously, Yamaha has always used real samples. What they were missing in their last modules was, I think they didn't have a round robin algorithm in there, so there was like machine gunning and stuff like that, and it was just terrible. It was awful, in my opinion. If you hit it once, of course they sounded great, but I mean, as soon as you start hitting the top velocities on their older modules, you'd get like machine gun for days, and that's a no go for me. If you're trying to record with an electronic drum module, you're trying to use that in your recording, whether it's a demo or not. It's so pun intended, I guess, triggering, right? It's very triggering to hear, the snare and the toms. It's just kind of it always bothered me, and that's a thing with Roland too. I mean, but I don't think Roland is gonna break out of that. I think they're always just gonna use their modeling and stuff. I definitely think if you're looking at Roland or one of these Yamaha kits, I would go for this one, hands down. All day, hands down, go for Yamaha, and the cymbals sound great. Their samples, honestly, their samples have always sounded great. Like I said, they just machine gunned before. So now if they're not machine gunning, and of course they're going to make better samples now because there's a lot more, technology available and people have gotten better at recording, etc. All these good things. It's just going to be that much better. And if they don't machine gun, they're a real threat. And if they, get together and make some good sales on this kit, and they come out with a new version of these pads or mesh pads or bigger cymbals, etc. once all these sell. At least that's what I'm assuming, right? Because these are old pads. They're not. They can't just be trying to ride this like from here on out. You know, I feel like they're getting rid of inventory here. So if they come out with something new paired with this module, and if this is like their lower end module or mid tier module that's supposed to be like with the Roland TD17 or 27 or something, that means their their next module up, like flagship, is going to be so much better even. And just if you guys haven't heard more clips of this module, check it out, because the sounds of this is making me kind of a fan. You know, I really want to play this kit. This hardware thing, though, very disappointing. These rubber pads are kind of silly. I think it's I'm not surprised. It's Yamaha. It's like Roland coming back. If Roland took a 10-year break and came, I don't even know if it's 10 years, but if, let's just say, it feels like 10 years, doesn't it? If Roland took a 10-year break, they came back, Roland would be throwing this shit at you too. Sorry. They'd be throwing these little pads at you and saying, oh, that's Roland, we're the best. That's what Yamaha's kind of doing, right? But they have good sounds. This module, you're hearing real drum sounds, and you can't beat real drum sounds. You can model all day. It's just not real, man. Toms are gonna sound plasticky. The cymbals are gonna sound like R&B trap hats. Like it's not the same. All right, Roland's cool. Okay, I'm not just ripping on Roland, but as far as, because I record, and when you really listen to these drum sounds, it makes a big difference when you actually have real individual samples in the velocity samples in each of the. You know what I'm saying? When each sample has individual recordings of each velocity in each sample, it's like, it's very nice. It's very nice, because that's what the Strike has, But in my opinion, the Strike's weak points, Yamaha has that down as far as, hi-hat playability and the hi-hat, like the samples and the sounds of the cymbals. I think this Yamaha kit definitely has better sounding cymbals. But, again, I've only heard it for a few minutes, but that's my take on this kit, guys. I appreciate you sticking around for my whimsical video. Definitely not prepared enough, most likely. But I will definitely see you in the next one. Let me know what you think about this Yamaha kit, and especially how it compares to the equivalent Alesis and Roland kits. The Roland TD17 is the $1,800 price point kit from them, and the base Alesis Strike is their $1,800 kit. So I'm curious how you guys think, what you guys look at, what you prioritize. So yeah, thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you guys soon.